What would you do if a family member suddenly threatened to sue you over a loved one's inheritance? Today, we're diving into a real-life story that highlights just how complicated and emotional estate disputes can get. By the end of this video, you'll know what steps to take if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, and we'll break down what the law actually says about these kinds of cases. So here's the situation. Someone's uncle has passed away, and now the uncle's widow is demanding a share of the grandmother's estate. She's even threatening legal action. The twist? The uncle apparently claimed he had a recording of the grandmother saying she would change her will and leave him the money. Let's pause right there. Family drama, money, and the law, these things rarely mix well. But before you panic, let's unpack what's really going on here. First, let's talk about wills and legal documents. In most places, a will is only valid if it's written, signed, and witnessed according to the law. Just having a recording, like your grandmother saying on tape that she wants to change her will, doesn't usually hold up in court. The courts want to see the official paperwork. So unless your grandmother actually changed her will and did it properly, the original document is what matters. But what about threats of a lawsuit? It's unsettling, but a threat doesn't mean you'll lose your inheritance. For the widow to win, she'd need solid legal grounds. For example, if she can prove that the will is invalid, or that your grandmother was pressured or lacked mental capacity when she made it, maybe there's a case. But just wanting money or having a tape isn't enough. Now, let's widen the lens a bit. Disputes like this are more common than you might think. In fact, according to a recent survey by Caring.com, only about 1/3 of Americans have a will. That leaves a lot of room for confusion and conflict when someone passes away. Here's something else to consider. Even if a lawsuit seems unlikely to succeed, it can still be expensive and stressful. Legal battles can drag on for months or even years, eating up time, money, and family relationships along the way. Sometimes people settle outside of court just to avoid the headache. So what should you do if you're in this position? First, don't respond emotionally. It's easy to get caught up in family tension, but try to stay calm and gather all the facts. Find the most recent will and maybe even talk to the lawyer who handled your grandmother's estate. If you get legal papers or a formal threat, consult your own attorney right away. They'll help you understand your rights and options. And here's a pro tip. Keep records of all communication. If things get heated, you'll want a paper trail. Zooming out, this whole story is a reminder of why estate planning is so important. Clear, up-to-date wills help prevent confusion and fights like this in the first place. And if you're ever asked to record a promise about a will, remember, that's not a substitute for proper legal paperwork. So, are you surprised by how easily family disputes can escalate over inheritance? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own experiences. And here's something to think about. As families grow and change, so do their financial stories. It's never too early or too late to start planning for the future and making sure your wishes are crystal clear.